way far away in the land of Canaan, like 400 miles away. It's a famine there too. And people are starving. Ew. And really hungry. Why did God let it be? People go hungry all the way over there. But yes, so Jacob, old man Jacob, who's still alive and still sad because his son Joseph died. He sends his 11 brothers down to Egypt because he hears they have food in Egypt, right, Lake? Oh man, now's when the story gets really good, right, Lake? Can you remember what happens?
So he comes down to Egypt.
Isn't there a part where he punches
like
the guy
to Egypt?
Forgetting to tell the king about his dream?
No,
Punches the baker?
No.
Oh my word!
The main guy, the guy
Joseph.
Joseph. When a guy is beating a guy.
Oh no, that's Moses.
Oh.
That comes later.
Okay.
Okay, so the 11 brothers come down, and what happens then?
So they come to Egypt. They ask Joseph
For food.
for food. They think the king.
That's right.
For pizza.
And the Joseph.
What does Joseph do? Does he know who they are?
Yes.
Do they know who he is?
No.
No. Why not?
Because he's disguised as the king.
Yeah, because he looks like he's in charge of Egypt.
Okay. Now, so they ask the king for food, and then the king says, "The back brother, you need to come,
He does a whole bunch of things. I'm not sure to get it straight. But first of all, he says, well, I want to eat a meal with you. That's strange.
It's like.
And listen to this. He has a big, long table.
A big.
Okay? And he tells all the men where to sit. Listen to this. Right? And they don't know him. But guess what he does? He sits them in perfect order. Oldest to youngest.
Including him.
No, not including him. He's not sitting at the table. So they all wonder. Because when there's a bunch of men who are 40 years old, you can't tell who's oldest and who's youngest. You can tell that one's younger than that one, but there's like 7 in the middle. Do you know what I mean? You can't tell by looking who's oldest and youngest. So how do you think they felt when he sits them all at the table? He tells them exactly where to sit, and they look around the table. Can you imagine what that felt like? Their heart must have started beating like, what's going on here? And you know what they thought? They thought that he was a magician, like a diviner, like that God told them how old they all were. So now they're looking at this strange man. It's like, ooh, who is this man, right?
It's like a mystery.
It is like a real mystery. Okay, so then he loads them all up with food, with their donkeys and their camels, all with big bags of food. Do you remember what happens next?
He says that to come back with your
With your youngest brother,
youngest
Benjamin.
brother,
Benjamin.
Oh my goodness. And he does. Okay, so I'm getting the story mixed up, right? Is it the second?
Does,
And then what does he put in Benjamin's sack?
a gold.
He hides one of his golden goblets
Yeah.
in a bag of grain. Why did he do that?
So that the big brother could take his turn in jail.
That's right.
He sold him away.
That's right. So when they discover, they all come back. They all come rushing back to the palace and say, "We found this cup in Benjamin's sack." And here's one of the reasons he did it. Joseph wanted to find out if his brothers had matured, if they had repented. Remember how wicked they were when they sold him?
They would have just.
That's right. So, or else, if they were still the same sinners, what would they have done? They had all pointed their finger at their youngest brother Benjamin and say, "Yeah, he stole it." if they were still wicked, right? But they didn't do that. What did they do? Do you remember?
They said, the oldest.
The oldest one, was it the oldest one? Was it Reuben?
Yes.
One of them
Yeah, Reuben.
said,
Reuben.
throw me in jail instead. And then Joseph's heart must have melted a little bit because he knew that even though they had been so wicked to him, they had changed. They had grown in the years since, right? Because they weren't going to abandon the younger brother. So he says, bring your father, right? I'm forgetting now. I'm getting the story. This wonderful story mixed up.
No.
So one of them's in jail, in prison, right? And the other 10 go back to, they all go back to their father Jacob, right?
No, it's that's ahead. So
Is it?
then
Okay.
he shows himself. Then he shows himself his real identity. And then
It's fun talking
and
to
then
smart
he says,
people.
bring your father here, and then we can have wealth and things like. Then you guys can have wealth and things like that in the palace.
No, the whole family.
I know, this story just can still make me
I
cry
mean,
every time I hear it.
The
It's
whole
amazing.
city, of course.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And when they found out it was Joseph, what did they do?
Bow down.
They were they all bowed down. Remember his first dream? Years and years and years and years ago, his first dream?
Double.
The one was so they were all going to bow down to him. And what happens in Egypt? They all bow down to him. And they're afraid they're going to kill him, right?
And with their grains of hay and stuff like
And he
that.
says, what you guys meant for evil, what? Do you remember this line? What you intended for evil, God meant for good. God used it for good. That means God can use even evil things that people do and turn them around for good purposes.
I remember the story. Not when they when I remember the story when
How many in charges can there be?
when Joseph pretends to feel like offended that he was like, I thought it was like, I'm missing my gold thing, they must have stolen it, so that he went
Yeah, that's right.
to them, and then that's how I
That's
remember
fun. That's
this.
good. But as
The
parents,
reason
it's
why
not
I know
a
this
it's not a
story
good
so
idea to
well-
love one child better, is it?
Yeah,
Ah.
it's like it was
The
sort
moral
of
of the
the
story is-
father. It was sort of
Don't show favoritism.
Yeah, right.
It was
Or you
Bigka,
too maybe have many in charge.
it was actually sort of the father's fault in the first place.
It was partly, yes.